And so what did Father Damien do during the war?
He was a chaplain.
Right, and he was in Germany?
Yeah, he was in Germany. He was with the officers.
There's a story about my grandfather, your father, buying Father Damien a car.
And what was that?
Your father buying Father Damien a car.
Bought him a car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to tell that story?
That was by Bayfield, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bayfield, yeah.
Why don't you tell that story?
I don't know that much about it, other than that was one of his mistakes.
Because the car stayed in the parish, didn't it?
Yeah, that was a
And it was only a few months after that that he got that
Yeah.
car that he had got moved.
Yeah.
Was in the car stayed at parish, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, he also wanted his dad to give him money enough to fly over to Germany. He was going to go leave the priesthood and go to Germany.
Yeah.
He had somebody waiting for him over there.
We didn't, we do, but we didn't know it.
Yeah.
Doris.
Yeah,
Doris,
yeah,
yeah.
Doris.
That was kind of short-minded of the parish too, but, you know, that they kept that car.
Well, that's the way the Franciscan order
Yeah.
was, though.
Yeah, but I bet there ain't too darn many of them that get donated from the family,
Yeah.
and then they keep
Yeah, but they weren't allowed to own anything.
You know, one time Mom and Dad came to Colorado when we lived there. And they had Aunt Nellie, who I think was having a problem with Uncle Nick at the time, and this Doris and Annie along.
My sister?
Your sister Annie. And so that Doris was at my house.
Really?
But she was at our house, too.
Mm-hmm.
Doris, you're
Father.
talking about Father Damien,
Yeah.
Doris, yeah.
Mhm.
She, they're pretty serious there.
Well, I don't know. Of course, I didn't have any idea. You know, you just were raised
You're
to
gullible.
believe that. Yeah, very
Yeah.
gullible.
Yeah.
I
Well, didn't they
catch
get
that.
into a big fight that time?
Huh?
Didn't Father Damien get into a big fight with somebody that time? He wanted Dad
No,
to...
Father Damien wasn't there.
Oh, I
No,
thought...
it was Annie and Aunt Nellie and Doris and Mom and Dad. No, it was one time they went on a trip with the Konigs.
Oh,
And it was Sister Jarlett
yeah.
and Mom and Dad and the Konigs and Father Damien. I mean, that was, you're asking for trouble. You're
Yeah.
just really asking for trouble, yeah.
So I know when you got married, your dad's brother came to your wedding, or was attempted to. He got there but then left.
Yeah.
Why don't you say
Well,
that?
he came the day before on a train to Humphrey, and his luggage was a shirt in his pocket, and he had a long overcoat on. Remember that?
Who
But
was
he
that?
thought Uncle Matt. Dad had an uncle. Dad had a brother, Matt.
No.
Yeah, and he had, because he said if I left that overcoat there, somebody was going to steal it, you know. So he took that, and he was, I guess he drank so much that day, and he said he wanted to go back to Colorado, and they took him to Columbus, and he never knew, this was the day before, and that night they took him to Columbus, and he took the train back to Denver.
But he got off the train in Humphrey.
Get off the train in Humphrey, but you know, I guess he was drinking, and
They don't want no part of him, huh?
they were glad to take him to Columbus so we'd go back.
Adios, you out of here,
Yeah.
huh?
And that was in October. And then they never heard from him. And Dad said, well, you know, if I don't hear from him by the first of the year, I'm going to try to investigate and see what's happening. And
That's your dad's cousin, Matt?
it was his brother.
A brother, oh.
Yeah,
older brother.
yeah, his older brother. And it wasn't until long after the first of the year they got a letter from some woman, and she said, you should see Matt. He's a sick man or something like that. And they went out there, went to this hospital to see him, and they said he wasn't there. Well, the reason he wasn't there is because he died.
Yeah, he
The
died
morgue.
before they got there.
He died before they got there.
Oh, God.
And Dad got picked up for speeding
Oh,
Oh,
on the way out there. And he rolled down the window and the patrol, he says, well, Jack, what the hell are you doing out here? It was one of the Molsek boys from one of
Oh my
our
God.
neighbors.
Did he have to pay a fine then, or they get a move?
Dad always lucked out. He could talk his way out of a fine